The man threw the bow around his neck casually, then kicked his right foot with his left foot, and the dinner plate suddenly turned into an LV bag after crying. Then he put on $9 sunglasses, pretended to be a company white-collar worker, and successfully obtained the autograph of the funeral bid. Then the lining cart changed its clothes after about 10 seconds, and in an instant it became a door-to-door customer. When he arrived at the monitoring room, he pointed the electric machine at the staff member and scolded him, then forcibly took away his work permit and called verbally that someone was going to cause trouble. Then take the opportunity to put a mysterious label on the other party. When verbally arrived at the scene, he found Mantis written on the man's arms. The mental hospital did not listen to his gossip at all, and he was dragged to the hospital on the spot. In this way, Brother Chang successfully destroyed the data of the monitoring system, and then pretended to be repair masters with his teammates, and was successfully invited by senior executives to carry out maintenance inside the company. At this time, Xiao Shuai took the opportunity to slide to the bottom of the machine at the speed of light, successfully packaged a technology chip worth 200 million, and then attached it to the playing card. At this time, the manager was preparing to make arrangements, but he found that Xiao Shuai seemed a little suspicious, and immediately ordered Xiao Kara to search everyone. Xiao Shuai calmly placed the playing cards on his right-hand side, and then performed a smooth operation. Just like that, Fabler didn't find anything at all. Then Xiao Shuai cried and scolded the cards, and Brother Chang successfully received the cards. He continued to calmly cooperate with Fu Bo Li's body search. He secretly hid the cards in his sleeves and used his smooth skin to control the sliding of the cards. Soon the news of the cards reached Xiaomei's heart. She fell down on purpose, took the opportunity to take out the chip from her feet, and hid the cards in her hair when she raised her hands. When he turned around to search, he instantly hid it in his vest again. But unexpectedly, the police didn't even let go of his vest, so Xiaomei could only pull open his vest to show them, but Faburo was as blind as he didn't notice the cards at all. Then Xiaomei took the opportunity to pat Fabro's butt, and then his teammates took away the playing cards and stuck Lars' saliva on the playing cards. I saw Brother Chang gently pulling hard, and the next second, unexpectedly, this scene was discovered by a footballer. Just as the members of the magic group were about to take away the cards, a security guard discovered something was wrong. When I thought I was going to be discovered, I didn't expect the cards to suddenly and mysteriously disappear. After the security search was completed, the cards appeared under Brother Chang's clothes. But why would they go to all the trouble to steal a playing card? It turns out that a full 2.5 years have passed since these people performed on the rooftop. Since then, they have not received any tasks again. Therefore, in the following days, the 4 people were either running away or on the way to escape. They began to hide from Fubal's wanted people day and night. As time went by, everyone began to doubt the existence of the magic eye. However, Brother Chang, who did not believe in evil, decided to find the whereabouts of the magic eye alone. Fortunately, hard work paid off. Based on the clues given on the stone wall, Brother Chang finally discovered an anus in a sewer, and a new mission began. It turns out that a new technology company has decided to release a pineapple phone with unlimited data usage. I thought this company was doing it to better serve the people, but unexpectedly, their real purpose behind the scenes was to steal data. Take other people's privacy and then put it on the dark web to make greater illegal profits. However, the first task of these people is to expose their conspiracy on the spot at their press conference. Soon the day of the press conference came, and then something started to happen. Just as the press conference began, the chairman, who was hypnotized by the 4 horsemen, began to move. After some rhetoric, he admitted that he was a big liar. Then Brother Chang and the others smashed the big screen into pieces and appeared on the press conference stage. Just when a few people were preparing to reveal all the ugly aspects of the morning company, they unexpectedly saw countless fourballs. Then the scene gradually got out of control, and the microphones of all the knights were destroyed. But at this moment, Mark Shu, the boss of the 4 knights, planned to use his identity as a special police officer to prevent Furbali from being surrounded. However, he never thought that the person on the big screen would directly tell Furbali that Mark Shu was the 5th member of the knights. The scene instantly turned into chaos. Mark Shu had no choice but to leave the scene quickly. At this time, Knight C saw something was wrong and immediately ran to the rooftop and into the honey straw prepared in advance. But it was unbelievable that a few people would arrive in Macau in the next second. They were a little confused for a moment. After all, they were still in the United States a second ago. This made them confused for a moment. Could it be that they had traveled through time? But at this moment, Dashan's twins immediately told a few people that they had actually learned all of the Knight's plans by hypnotizing Dashan a few days ago. The previous press conference and these were all scams he had carefully set up. Then Sang Kuan led the 4 knights to the office of his boss Sang Biao, but what they didn't expect was that Sang Biao was still everyone's hardcore, and he immediately revealed that he was developing a universal chip that could control all the computer becomes a tool of its own. As long as the 4 horsemen can find the chip and hand it over, a private plane will be sent to fly the 4 people back to the United States. After much thought, Brother Chang and the others decided to agree to Sang Biao's request. He thought that with this chip, he could help people break free from Mo Yan's control and pursuit, so that they could truly be free. At this time, Mark escaped to a deserted grove, waiting for the 4 knights to arrive. But he waited for 2 full days and 2 nights, and saw no trace of anyone. Just when the man was desperate, a mysterious phone call came here. The man was in deep despair, but then a mysterious phone call came. It turned out to be Xiao Bai who was in prison. When the other party got through, he cursed Mark Shu directly. He was sarcastic and did things without thinking at all, and finally said that if he wanted to successfully solve the problem, he would come and meet him. At this time, Mark Shu didn't know what to do. After all, this time he really saw what a dimensionality reduction strike was. So he directly changed a new identity and came to Fabolo Orange to meet Xiao Bai. As soon as the two met, Xiao Bai started to talk and attack again, saying that he is the strongest brain only when he catches me. After I entered, nothing I did was rigorous. Then Xiao Bai said that as long as he could let himself out, he could help him solve all his problems. However, Mark Shu, who was firmly manipulated by Xiao Bai, had no choice but to bail him out, and the two quickly took the earliest flight. Not long after, the four horsemen finally successfully reunited with Mark. However, after learning about the collusion between Sang Biao and Duan Kun, several people planned to make their conspiracy public. At the same time, Faburo in the United States also began to investigate the matter. Christmas is here in a blink of an eye, and all the people are on the streets of America waiting for the appearance of the four horsemen. At this time, Xiao Shui appeared in the West Street. He invited 3 melon-eating people to participate in the game of guessing the queen. They obviously moved like snails, but the audience never guessed correctly. Xiao Mei from the north appears on the street in the south, where she performs the magic of calling pigeons. Brother Chong in the east was even more different. He cast his magic directly on the streets. In the next second, all the raindrops were suspended in the air and stood still, and the surrounding audience was stunned for an instant. Then Brother Chong began to control the raindrops. At the same time, Verbally was arresting the 3 knights. After learning about it, Mark Shu quickly notified the 3 knights to evacuate immediately. At this time, Dashin used a paper plate to instantly disappear into the crowd. Brother Chong fell directly into the heavy rain, while Xiao Mei used the pigeon to dodge directly. Then the 4 knights came to the secret meeting point and were about to ride their beloved motorcycles to the performance place. However, they were unfortunately intercepted by the men sent by Sang Biao. In the end, the 4 knights were caught by Sang Biao on the private plane. Seeing that they might be absent from the performance, several people felt helpless. But at this time, Sang Biao forced them to hand over the chip quickly, and then he could throw you away directly. At the critical moment, Brother Chong could only give in and flick the chip out of the black box. But the cautious morning bid was very cautious, so he turned on the computer to check whether it was true or false. After seeing that there was nothing wrong with the examination, Sang Biao did not forget to ridicule Brother Chong, saying that Brother Chong was still too young. Immediately, his men threw the 4 people off the plane and sent several people to the northwest. After getting the chip, Sang Biao and Duan Kun started to toast to celebrate, but Fashion Kun noticed something was wrong. This bottle of champagne seemed to be from 1982. Just when the two were confused, the lights above their heads suddenly flickered, and the violent storm outside the plane seemed to have stopped. The scene that appeared in the next second scared the two of them so much that they wet their diapers. Unexpectedly, Brother Chong and the others, who had already received their lunchboxes, were floating outside the plane at this time. After a closer look, they realized that they had been fooled by Brother Chong and the others. When the two got off the plane, they learned that the other person had already been known to the world. Soon Fu Bo caught the two of them into the situation, and Brother Chong and others finally lived a stable life. The video ends here, goodbye.